Today, I don't feel like being a mother. I'm just being honest. Today, I woke up. My head was hurting. My throat was hurting. My back was hurting. My neck had a crick in it. Super tired and just do not feel like being a mom. And yet, I dragged myself out of the bed. I stumbled through my devotion. And I started my day. I washed my face. I got dressed. And I got the kids dressed, fed them breakfast, and started on school. I homeschooled them. I made sure they had lunch. And then I sat down and did some of my college work. But I'm going to be honest. I did not feel like it. Even now, I don't feel like it. But I know I'm fixing to have to go back in there. I'm fixing to have to start on supper because we've got football practice tonight, or a football game. Then I've got to drag myself to the football game because my husband won't be off work in time. To get there before it starts, I'm going to have to rush to the football game, sit through that, leave there, and go straight to a class at the church to help lead one of the tables, and then turn around and come home and get the kids ready for bed before I'll be able to collapse myself in my own bed. Now, that's what we do, right? We push through, even when we don't feel like it, because there's things that have to get done. I don't usually complain about it. I just do what I have to do because that's my job. I'm a mom. Nobody would accuse me of faking being a mom, right? I would hope not anyways. Nobody's going to say, well, you shouldn't really mom on days you don't feel like momming because it's worthless. It's pointless. You're a hypocrite. You're not really a mom on those days. That sounds crazy to us, right? Because how many times we push through? We push through when we don't feel like being a parent that day. We push through when we don't feel like going to work that day. We push through and we do what has to be done because we know it's not always going to be this way. Tomorrow I'm probably going to wake up, hopefully feeling better. And I'm not going to have to, it's not going to be such a struggle. I'm just going to be able to just keep going. Like, I don't consider it as faking when I push through and do what I have to do. Now, what does this have anything to do with our walks with God? Well, recently I heard somebody say, I don't worship when I go to church, or I don't worship at my house because I just don't feel like it, and I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to be praising when I don't really feel like it. I don't really feel good because I don't want to be a hypocrite. You're missing the whole point of worship and praise. We worship God because of who He is, not because of what we feel in the moment. I can't tell you how many times I've went to church and I haven't really felt like being there. Like today, if I was to go to church, I'm tired. I don't feel like it. But I'm not worshiping based off of my feelings. I'm not worshiping based off of that. Just like I'm not parenting just on the days that I feel like parenting. Pushing through and worshiping anyways releases something in you and in the atmosphere. See, what you don't realize is the kids notice when I'm being resilient. The kids know Mama didn't feel good today. They seen Mama have to take ibuprofen, and they seen Mama have to rub her head multiple times. They seen Mama have to take breaks. They seen that I didn't do what I usually would do with my schoolwork, how I did just what I had to get done today instead of pushing through and getting extra work done so I have more time tomorrow. No, they seen that resilience, and it instills something in them that you have to keep pushing even on days where you might not feel like it. But it does something even more in the spirit world. When you worship, when you don't feel like it, you're telling God, hey, I'm worshiping you because of who you are, because you're a good God, because you're my heavenly Father. Even though I don't really feel like it right now, even though I'm not really feeling anything in this moment, I'm worshiping you not based off of what you've given me, not based off of what I can feel from you, but just based off the simple fact you're God. And when you do that, something inside you breaks. Something inside of you bursts forth. You leave room for those living waters to begin gushing forth. You leave room for God to move in your life. And I can't tell you how many times I haven't felt like worshiping, and I've started worshiping. And once I started, then the feeling came. Then God's overwhelming goodness swept over me, and His Spirit met me right where I was at. It's not hypocritical to worship when you don't feel like it. It's hypocritical if you only worship when you do.